Let's talk about a strategy for modulating to new keys. Modulating is one of the most reliable strategies for building energy and interest in your music. And one of the simplest tools for modulation is the secondary dominant. A secondary dominant is essentially a dominant chord taken from outside of your key. It can be used to modulate to a new key, or even to just add some interesting chromatic tension and energy to your chord progression. To create a secondary dominant, you'll start with a target chord. This can be any chord that you want, but if you are modulating, you'll want it to be the tonic chord of your new key. Here, our target chord is G major. Start with the root of your target chord. For us, that would be G. Then find the note a perfect fifth above it. For us, that would be D. Next, build a dominant seventh chord using this note as your new root. Remember that a dominant seventh chord is just a major triad with an added minor third on top. This new chord is your secondary dominant. It has a functional tritone, which makes it want to resolve to your target chord. This adds a bit more energy and tension to your music by borrowing a chord from outside of the key. You can use secondary dominants like a half cadence to help modulate from one key to another. Or you can sprinkle them throughout your chord progression to create a jazzier feel to your music. No matter how you use it, all secondary dominants come with two guidelines. They need at least one chromatic tone, meaning a note from outside of your key. If this chromatic tone appears in the triad form, then you don't need to include the seventh. However, if it doesn't, then you'll need to make sure you use the seventh in your chord progression. Number two is that they should always be used on a weak beat when compared to your target chord. In 4/4 time, that would be beats 2 or 4 when using multiple chords per measure, or beat 1 of even numbered measures, if you're only using one chord per measure. The one exception to this is if you're using a secondary dominant to lead into the original dominant chord of your key. You want to make sure the secondary dominant is on a stronger beat, comparatively speaking. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in more information on writing interesting chord progressions, make sure to check out my playlist, Harmony for Composers. Until next time, keep studying, keep working hard, and keep writing new music.